I'm Timmy.
I'm Justin.
I'm Nathan.
And this is Three Old Tech Dudes.
Yeah.
What do you got this time around for us, Nathan? What are these?
These look like some antiquas.
So one of the hobbies that I have when I'm going insane in the 57 months since 2020 was my wife and I, when we would get away, would go to antique shops when they were open. So we were going through the antique shop in Little Nashville, or Nashville, Indiana. We call it Little Nashville here. But anyway, so we found... well, I'll just show you a picture now where these were actually, where the two here were actually found. And I found those on a shelf, just walking around going, ooh, old digital cameras. That's cool. So, this was a camera that I had used back in the day. We're talking about way long ago, when my daughter was born.
Oh, wow.
I used this camera. And I still have the pictures from it. From when she was like just a little baby. She's 20, almost 21 now. She's not a little baby anymore. And then these two are the ones that I found here. This just extra.
This may be the oldest digital camera I've personally seen.
This is old. There was a QuickTake 100.
It's copyrighted 1995 on the box.
Yeah, this is old.
What kind of resolution we got out of one of these?
Horrible. Frankly. So it's actually I think it tells you 640 by 480.
Okay.
Which was
That was actually pretty
full
common.
screen.
Yeah.
That was full screen for back in this time period.
640 by 480, high quality or standard quality, which I don't know what standard of it, but it did have full color. So it wasn't horrible. It just wasn't great. Like, yeah. But this still works.
Oh, nice.
So I keep joking around with my wife occasionally that, this old stuff, and this is actually complete, mind you, with the original disc still in the package.
Huh.
Here's the install disc for Windows.
Yeah.
We're talking about Windows 3.1.
Yes.
Technically, I did have this running on 98, so it would do that. Here is like, you can go get all the values and stuff.
Kinko's.
I don't even know if they exist.
Right.
So the power supply and then the camera itself.
Man, look at that thing. It's like a pair of binoculars.
And when you
That's
so when you look through this thing, the worst thing is, so look through that and notice that there's no screen. It's just a straight through hole, basically.
Oh, that almost works.
So it is. I would not call it impressive at all. But it stores everything, and I don't think I have the cable. I do have the cable for it, though. But it stores everything. Yeah, new battery compartment.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little crowded.
Showing some age.
But it's had some batteries through it. But this does actually take AA, so this isn't hard to get batteries for. And then you connect it, that cable, which I'm sorry, I did leave at home.
Via RS-232, I assume.
Yep, yeah. It's just a serial
port, yeah.
So
that was the early way.
This is the early way, yeah. And unfortunately, that was the standard at the time.
Yeah, it worked.
And it was slow.
It was slow, but it did work.
It did work. So I will, in a future episode, get this thing up and running, and we'll show you the pictures from it.
Yeah, we got to see that.
We actually have to build a Windows 3.1 or Windows 95 and 98
I'm all about that.
VM.
heck yeah.
That run.
VM, I'm going to try to build an actual computer that does it.
Okay.
I think
probably have
you
the
probably
hardware
have-
out in the shed.
There is a computer out there, actually, I'd like to examine.
And that is like a 486, isn't it?
There's one back here. I have a Pentium Pro that would run 3.1 in DOS.
So I have two Dell laptops at home. One actually has Windows 95. One has
Oh, yeah,
Windows
you do
98
have some
run.
good stuff. Yeah. So those would work too.
So these cameras here were the ones I found. Now, these take special batteries, which I do not have. However, oddly enough, the power supply for one of my old camcorders is the right power supply for it. And it is actually running a,
Yeah.
So it really does want, of course, the storage media, i.e. floppy disk. If these things take floppy disks.
Of the 1.44 megabyte variety.
They really do. Now, these are not the same cameras. So this is a 1.6 megapixel. This is a 1.3.
Oh, okay.
So, and they actually state there on there. But so this is a MVC-FD85. And this is the MVC-FD90.
These came out around about the summer of 2000, we discovered. I actually looked that up for Nathan while he was in the shop trying to decide what to buy.
And all I knew is that they're old.
Yeah.
Get that thing out of the way. It'd be great. Either it goes in that way or this way. Huh? I guess either way.
Click.
Disk access.
Disk access. Oh, that's fun. Didn't take long, did it?
So
It says 0 in the corner.
Let me zoom in. It does actually have zoom.
Okay, now zoom it. Oh, there we go. Looks like a typical Handycam zoom. That's funny, especially since I'm running a Handycam right now.
Well, the funny thing is the power supply for this came off a Handycam. So
Yeah,
take
there
a
you go.
picture, get a lot of glare off those lights, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I'll take that. So it should have taken the picture. I want to say this. I may not be right.
I don't know.
Let me take that out.
We'll figure it out.
It works like a camera from the 2000s.
There we go.
There, I heard a snap.
Recording.
It has to record it to the disk.
Yes.
It takes it a second.
Floppy disks were not a speedy medium.
No, they were not. But they did actually work back in the day.
They worked fine. Still work now. They're just too small to be very useful most of the time. These floppy disks are from the late 90s, too. They're actually a little older than a camera.
That's just so funny.
That's amazing. Smile, Justin. That's amazing.
That's fun.
So this one actually has a flash.
Yeah.
And I believe...
Must be auto
This
flash
one
because it did not
does
go
too.
off. But
No, it is auto flash. No, so a lot of things were auto on this. By the time these came out, they still use the same kind of technology that was on...
the backlight is optional on the LED.
Well,
It's
yeah,
fun.
if you want to save batteries.
Oh,
yeah.
sure, yeah.
So...
It shows the floppy almost half used at 4 pictures.
Wow.
So even though these are comical by today's standards, a lot of the features you would expect to have on a digital camera are already on there. Like
Absolutely.
flash, auto brightness control, zoom that's decent. This has both mechanical and digital zoom. Basically, it's a Handycam.
It sure has a lot in common with the Handycam,
Well, it
like
really
the OS on it, so to speak.
Yeah, and the fact that it uses the same power supply, too.
Yeah.
So,
Are we out of pictures yet?
No. Got 7 on there. 6.
So we'll show you
showing
the
half full at
pictures.
6. I bet it holds about 12 with the setting we have it on. So.
I think it actually
disk,
says that somewhere, too. So, I literally found these at a antique shop. And
Sure.
I paid, was it $8 for one, $10 for the
Yeah.
other. I
These
don't know
are-
why they're even different, because it's like...
A place I worked about a decade ago, we did have some of these they used for taking pictures of defects, and they'd had them a long time.
Yeah.
But they were still worked for that. So, I mean, because they didn't use them very often.
Yeah.
So,
this will also take movies.
for real.
You can shoot video with this. Not
Like what, 20 seconds?
It's not a lot. So if you flip it to video, you've got 15 seconds.
15. Well, that's what the drive for the floppy half used already, though.
Yeah.
So probably 30 seconds per disc, thereabouts.
Hi!
What's up?
And we're done.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it doesn't do much.
We'll need to edit that
It
in.
does work it. It does.
And it shows the floppy is full at this time. Good thing floppy disks were cheap.
Yeah, well,
Because they were.
Because you could take, but keep in mind today, so most people at this point still had disk full, eject. So this is your storage media. It's literally a 3.5-inch disk.
Yep.
But you could keep a box of these, which were nothing cost-wise back in the day.
Got a box here.
Right. So with film
Which
cameras,
one
they
is?
kind of got you twice because you had to buy the roll of film and then you had to pay to have it processed.
Yes.
Whereas this gave you the ability to simply have the picture. Now, keep in mind, these are low resolution compared to your modern. I mean, your iPhone or Android phone puts out so much better.
No, I'm impressed that it's 1.6 megapixels. That's huge for the year 2000.
Yeah, this was a decent one at the time. So it only gives you 15 seconds on a.
Yeah.
Oh,
That makes
That's
sense.
probably what it is.
So it's for short clips. It's not something you'd be making movies with. So, yeah.
But it's one of those things that you could then, of course, you can also go back in here and delete the photo. You
Oh,
didn't
sure,
like.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that was back in the day. That was big because if you had a 35 millimeter camera, you couldn't delete it. It was you took maybe 30 or 24. I think 36 was the most exposure film I ever had. If you were tricky, you could actually get a couple more out of there if you loaded it in the dark. And I've done that before. Because film was expensive, and I used to produce my own pictures when I was in high school. I took photography class, so I'd make my own pictures and produce the actual images, and enlarge them and everything. And it was really kind of fun because this gives you so much. It was really fun then because you could actually, I was really getting into that kind of stuff, but this gives you the ability to say, nope, that shot didn't come out, delete that one, and redo it. Where at the time, nope, you just lost that image.
Right.
You've lost that space on the film or whatever. So even though these are floppy disks cameras, the pictures aren't horrible.
No.
They're not stunningly fantastic. The video is pretty low resolution, but they actually work. This one is still doing the job it was intended to do.
Try the next round. I like that they have video output. That one says it's memory stick compatible. I don't know what kind.
With an optional floppy disk adapter.
Oh,
That'd be weird.
that's hilarious.
Never even heard of that before.
So it's kind of compatible.
Sort of compatible. There we go.
It's alive.
Needs a disk. Gotta put the film in.
Right.
Disk access. There it goes. So I wonder how much movie it would do. 5 seconds. This doesn't do much.
Is that the one with the higher megapixel count?
No, this is
it's a lower one, huh?
But it's older, I think.
May be.
So I'll take a picture of
Your light ring. There you go.
This is our audio.
The audio stack. Ooh, the flash is on.
Yeah.
I like how it has the audio fake shutter sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this kind of still does. Let me zoom in. Ooh, this one does not have digital zoom. It has only.
Oh.
This has only mechanical. That's got both.
See, I want to say
Because
the,
you can see
the
it only
Canon
has-
that I had did not do the fake shutter sound. I think it was just pretty much silent.
I think this one was doing it too. It was just volume was down.
Yeah.
You can idea a few things you kind of see as we
I'm sure that's something you can turn on or off in the settings too.
it probably is.
It does seem very
I don't know.
configurable.
But these are actually pretty decent cameras.
Nice piece of equipment from the time frame.
Yeah, these were money back in the day. They really were. But like I said, these are 1.3. That's a 1.3 there, and then there's a 1.6. So this has 6x. What's it on top there? 6x.
6x precision digital zoom. I think that one has a mechanical zoom. This one may only be digital.
Maybe it is. This is 16x zoom. Precision digital, but I know this is
maybe
mechanical.
You're right.
Because it's not degrading the image when it zooms into a certain point, and then it degrades the rest of the way. Anyway, so these are something I picked up, really just kind of play around with.
This is fun. You can feel the floppy drive kick in. It's like
Yeah. The neat thing is you could hook this up, as I recall. I think you could take the, I can't remember where it was. Most of these had like a way to actually hook this to a computer and offload and run this as a floppy drive. I don't remember where that is on this one. Here's your focus control.
This one's in 640 mode, and that one was in something bigger. I think we're taking smaller res pictures because we're not using the disc as fast.
No, it's got mechanicals in.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's why. So if you turn that on and zoom. So let me go to display, turn you on. Oh yeah, now see it's got both.
yeah.
So it actually does have it. I didn't. But it does. Set up. CD brightness, language, video out. That's good. That's when there's a demo of it. Camera. Flash level, white balance. Image size. 1280 by 960 is the most this will do.
Yeah, I think the other one was on 1024 by 768. It's funny how those match up with old Super VGA resolutions.
Yeah, so now we can go. Let me zoom into the monitor. Yeah.
Yeah, it took considerably more data, as one would expect. Now, this is the dawning age of the digital camera for the general consumer.
Yeah, and these are pretty nice ones at the
Yeah.
time. I mean, I would have bought that if I'd had a chance or the
Yeah.
choice or knew that they existed.
Yeah.
I didn't know they existed. I'm just messing with you. But so these, that one's actually about out of space too. They eat space pretty quick.
Yeah.
So we'll take a look at the photos here. We'll put those as like a little montage at the end of this, and we'll probably take some more just for the heck of it because, well, we're bored. And we do this kind
Yeah.
of stuff for fun. These are still doing the exact job they were meant to do 20 years later.
Technology just caught up to them. Flash storage.
Oh, yeah. And
All
your
that
iPhone
stuff.
now takes way better photos.
It's kind of amazing how far it's come in 20 years.
This would have been competing with the high-end DSLRs of the day.
It would have. Yeah.
Not that there were many out there, because there really weren't at that time.
They
but
were starting to appear, but they're still a lot of money for a nice one. So.
yes, yeah. I've looked at getting one and went
Right.
That's why you get one and then that's your camera for the next like 15 years.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
Usually how I go.
Sure.
I've owned 2 digital SLR cameras, and yeah, they've both had a lifespan of about 10 years.
Yeah,
10 to 15,
so-
because they're expensive.
Yes, very much so.
Such an odd form factor too. It's to accommodate the floppy disk drive
That's
inside.
what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to say there was a later version of this that actually did it to writable CD or something.
Yeah, maybe.
So they were even.
That would have had to have been really janky. It's very,
Yeah.
it would have been very that era. Though.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
They've been the small CDs, but yeah, so they wouldn't have been huge.
From the end of the moments of the floppy disk as useful storage,
Yep.
things started to grow quickly from 2000 to 2005 or so.
Oh yeah.
the zip drives, and then shortly thereafter, flash memory kind of took over.
The first computer I ever had a 1.19 gigabyte hard drive.
Yeah. My first one was way smaller than that.
Yeah, and that was considered large in late 1996, apparently.
So-
Most people have 500, 750 megabyte hard drives, but my 2001, I had a 20 gigabyte hard drive that I got when I was at ITT. It was actually part of my books at ITT. It went in a deal, and we put it in the computers up there. And I kept that hard drive forever. I likely still have it somewhere. And I think it
that'd be
still
cool.
worked. I just don't use it anymore.
Cool.
So it's an old
So-
IDE drive.
My first one was an MFM 20 meg hard drive.
Sure, yeah.
That I put the RLL card in my XT and turned it into a 33 meg drive.
Oh, wow.
And it, except for the fact that I don't know what happened to the computer, I think it honestly just died and I threw it away. But or
Probably. Sure.
recycled it or whatever. I don't at this point. I don't even know.
They do fail.
It was an old Rodime hard drive.
No, yeah.
That's an old name.
Yeah, it is.
That I found at a Hamfest for, I think, $15 or $20.
Oh, wow.
Which comically would be worth more now because if it worked, it'd be worth a lot of money. Yeah, it's just the way life goes. But yeah, so these are a couple of digital cameras that I had found recently, like really recently. It was week before last.
Sure.
And this QuickTake I've had for quite a while, but I'm just kind of showing it. I'll try and get some pictures.
The Apple one is neat.
Yeah. The only headache is that it, like this records probably, I think it's like JPEGs. This records to .qtk format files.
Oh, like on QuickTime stuff?
But it doesn't work on QuickTime.
Oh, so it's its own thing.
It's its own little thing.
That's very Apple.
But the software would convert it to other formats.
Sure. It just had its own storage format. Yeah.
Back in the day, there was no set. This is what you should use.
I had never heard of those before this video. So
they're old. Mm-hmm. Old. Not the first camcorder, or not the first digital camera, but they were one of the first ones.
It says this stores up to 32 standard quality images, 16 high quality, or a combination of both.
Now, the funny thing is, this has built-in internal memory.
Yeah. That's interesting. I wonder how it works.
I think, well, because they used to call it's still just your standard memory, but they used to call it bubble memory. Mm-hmm. But it's actually just like an SD card type thing.
Sure.
I'm not really sure what that has in it. Never took it apart. So if you enjoyed seeing this kind of stuff and maybe play around with it a little bit, you should look for it. I would highly recommend it. It's just kind of fun. You can get these for nothing because no one wants them anymore because they're just, why? But yeah, if you want something old to play with or whatever, it's kind of why I got them, just to mess around with and obviously to use here.
Absolutely.
So if you enjoyed this stuff, make sure you hit the like button at the bottom. Should be down, I think, over there, maybe. Yeah. And hit the little bell icon so it'll let you know when we release a new video. And we're trying to put them out approximately once a week. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and leave us a comment down there. Actually, I'll tell you what. Here's what I want to know from you guys. What was the first digital camera you guys used? Mine was actually this QuickTake 150. This was the actual camera that I'd used first. Digital camera. After that, I think was a 3 megapixel Coolpix, but that's been quite a while.
I had a Polaroid camera of some sort that used a serial cable to connect. There's something they sold at Walmart. I think somebody gave me that one. It had a weird little flimsy storage media card in it too. I'll have to figure out what model that was.
Yeah.
How about you? What'd you have?
I had a Kodak. I recently found the quick start guide to my first original or my first digital camera. It was a Kodak DC-240.
Cool.
DC-240. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, let us know what your first one was. Make sure you leave us a comment down there. And we'll have some more photos, and we'll even try and put some of these. I think we'll try and you can get some of these on other platforms just so you can see them. And that's it.
Right, that's it. Hey, until next time, I'm Timmy.
I'm Justin.
I'm Nathan.
And this is 3 Old Tech Dudes. Thanks for hanging out with us here on 3 Old Tech Dudes. Please subscribe to us here on YouTube for more tech old and new, tinkering at the workbench, repairs, ham radio, electronics, computers, and more. Please like this video and share 3OTD with your friends to help us grow the channel. We tweet at 3 Old Tech Dudes 1 on Twitter, and you can keep up with us on Facebook. Just search for 3OTD and look for our logo. Thanks so much for watching.